Hello, everybody. Welcome to Questionable Lock. My name is Taylor Stahl,
My name's Carson Marsh.
I'm Sebastian Natashi.
and we're here to talk about this weekend's games. Starting off with the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Super big game. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a battle of the duos, in my opinion, the quarterbacks and wide receiver duos. What do you guys think?
I mean, yeah, DK and Rush against Kyler and DeAndre. Last week we saw DeAndre's last second catch. We talked about that on Monday, but
Yeah.
Seattle's sitting at a -3 right now, -150 money line. These teams met a couple weeks back, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. Seattle looked primed to take it, but the Cardinals came back in overtime, hit a big kick after some misses. And I don't know, Seb, I know you were talking about some of these player props earlier, but what are you looking forward to in this match?
Well, like you said, Seattle favored at -3. I'm leaning towards that. It's good you brought up their last game, Arizona winning kind of controversially, but what they did last week also just finding ways to win games. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins over 3 guys isn't going to happen every week, but for me in this game, the difference is going to be which quarterback can move the ball and kind of set the tone early. I think that coming off a loss last week, the Seahawks had against the Rams, they're at home. They know they can't afford to drop this one in terms of division, so I'm expecting Russ to come out firing. And like you said, player props, DK. I know there's a couple player props with his receiving yards and also his, will he get a long reception? I think it's over 26.5. I would expect them to maybe run a play action, look for him early, and try to set the momentum in their favor.
Yeah, and obviously, like you said, Russ, they dropped, I think, the last 2. Well, the Cardinals really should have lost that game against the Bills. I mean, like the Cardinals, they got saved late game heroics. So if we're looking at both these teams, they both got kind of taken care of by the Bills. Cardinals, obviously, not on paper, it's different, but Seattle obviously had their troubles. I really like Russ to have a bounce back game this week. It's almost like he's getting forgotten in this MVP race that he was so widely ahead of everybody at one point in the season. Now it's looking like he's third, and he actually might be behind Kyler. Taylor, I know you were telling me about some of these rush totals going into the week. Are you going to take the over 55.5? Rushing, I think, at -135 for Kyler, given that he's been rushing for over 60 yards these past 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think this is gonna be, this is gonna determine, in my opinion, who is number 2 in this MVP race. And I think that if Kyler, I don't know if I would take the over, but I think that in what he's been doing, I think that I might, I would if I was, a better. But because I'm not, I think I would say that, yeah, I would do that for sure. And I think that he is going to this is his spot. He's fighting for a spot in this game for the MVP. So I think if there's any game to do it, I think it's going to be this one.
And Sebastian, over under at 57, very high. That would have hit in the last game these guys played in. Are you taking the over or are you taking the under?
Right now, it's tough. It's they put it right on the money, but the way that Seahawks, I think top 5 and maybe top 6 run defense in the league. I'm expecting the Cardinals to air it out. We know they have the offensive ability to do so and to get some big plays. So I think I'm leaning towards not taking that bet at all. But if I was, I would definitely questionably lock with the over.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring up the rush defense, but the Seattle pass defense has been historically bad, letting up 382 passing yards a game, which is actually behind the record-breaking Peyton Manning offense of the Broncos in 2015, where he had 55 TDs and over 5,500 yards of passing. So it's also very enticing to take a Kyler Murray, in my opinion, over 24.5 completions. He definitely had that against the Dolphins. It was a 34-30 game. That's what Vegas is planning on, kind of a shootout. But I think it's going to be, like Taylor said, it's going to be a battle of these duos. It's going to be a battle of these MVPs. So I just think it's a very enticing game for player props. DK Metcalf over 76.5 yards. Like you said a minute ago, the over 26.5 yards for his longest reception, I think could hit. Russ likes airing the ball out. He's not afraid of throwing interceptions, as we've seen in the last couple of weeks. But hopefully he can get those down.
Do you guys? Sorry. I was just gonna ask, like, how do you guys think the game is gonna go? Like, do you guys think that the Cardinals are gonna be up kind of like the whole time, or are they gonna be battling the entire time to like keep up with the score?
I mean, I am actually thinking Seattle takes it at half, and they take it. They take it home. Just Seattle's home, not playing in front of a crowd, but still, we'll see how the weather affects this game. I think it's supposed to be clear out. We'll see though. Seattle's -1.5 right now for halftime. I think it's standing at -115. You could totally do a bet. We can do Seattle to win at half in the game, but it's sketchy.
Right.
Seattle's also a team that they do come alive in the second half. It kind of just depends how they're playing, but I expect this to be a shootout. I hope I'm not wrong, but I really like -150 money line. Seattle hops back in their divisional playoff race. And, I'm going to have to questionably lock that in -150. I'm staying away from the spread, though. Or tease it with an over. Tease Seattle pick with like a 51 over or something. I don't know. But this is going to be a fun Thursday night game.
Yes.
We've been missing out on those in a while. So,
we definitely have.
No, I'm with you on this one. I think money line for Seattle is a good call also. The spread, like you said, a little bit more sketchy. Could definitely see this one coming down to a field goal, end of the game, 31-28 type of deal. So, but like you said, great Thursday night game. Finally, no more Giants, Jets.
Exactly.
All that trash,
and some great players to watch in DK, Kyler, and Russ.
Patrick Peterson, the boy.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good players.
DeAndre Hopkins, we can't disrespect him like that.
Yeah, that's true. Can't do that to D-Hop.
But
moving on, we should go to our next little all-star team in the Bucks, who don't like to cover the spread at all against the Rams. They hate it. They hate questionable lock. They hate when we bet on them. They're a -4 favorite, -175 on the money line. This is hits close to home to you guys. What do you guys expect for the Rams being away dogs, but only -4, over under 48.5? What do you guys think?
Well, you wanna have confidence in your team, especially after they come off a win against the Seahawks. But that's kind of been the story with them.
Divisional
inconsistency.
Game though. So
great win. But they've been super inconsistent. Obviously, I think that they're going to be ready to play. They've been in the games they've played better, and they've been against the better teams where they come out with energy and the defense gets to dominating early, that defensive line. I like the Rams in this game. Like you said, the Bucks, not great against the spread. And I think that the way that they're playing, they know that they can make up another game on either the Cardinals or the Seahawks, another game in that division, because they're playing tonight. Jared Goff, like I've said all year, I don't trust him that much. Nothing wrong with me, but I do trust the defense, and I trust him to, get it done, throw a Tom Brady type of game, screen passes all over the place. Those 5-10 yard slants that made Brady very, very successful. The over/under sitting at 48.5. I'm leaning towards the under right now, but I've done that the last couple times in the Rams games, and I think they've let me down on all of those, so I'm not too sure. This one's definitely questionable for me, but that the Bucks -175 money line, not too bad of a pick either.
So recently, guys, I've been hearing around the grapevine that real men only bet on the under. How do you feel about this?
I actually disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly, because the under, like, yes, I've had my stats with the unders, and I do bet the under a lot, because live betting, team scores, the totals jump, and that's great, but it is the most unenjoyable way to watch a sport. When you're rooting for both teams not to score, it just is very unenjoyable. That being said, it's also, you're watching the clock like finish. Right. Let's make this game end. That being said, 48.5 for these two teams. Exactly. We'll see, because we see 1 week Tampa Bay is getting blown out by 40 points or something by the Saints, and it doesn't look like they can pass the ball 6 yards. And then the next week they're blowing out Matt Rule's squad in Carolina, who are actually not a bad team, you know?
No. Yeah, that's what I was thinking 100% with this game was that they are both so, like, inconsistent recently that it's like, who knows which team you're going to get.
Exactly. And Seb is so scared about this game that he actually turned his camera off. And I actually am a little upset because, you know, a minute ago he's saying -4. I know what he's going to do in his heart. He's going to take that +4 for the Rams.
Right.
And, you know, I'm going to have to take the Bay just -4 because out of all the times I've picked Tampa, they do not like me back.
Right.
But, and here he's back, of course. Yeah, it just blows my mind that they don't like me as much as I like them. That being said, I'm taking Tampa -4. Fuck the Rams. Jared Goff is not a good quarterback. And maybe we'll do under 48.5. We'll see. I'm going to stay away from that over-under. It's going to be pretty boring. Yeah. But I'm going to take Tampa Bay -4. They get right back into the number 1 NFC spot. They probably won't keep it for the playoffs, but that'll definitely be something that's going to move down the line. That being said, Taylor, Jalen Ramsey has been an absolute beast for you guys this year. And just let me ask you this question. Do you think he is the best cornerback in the league right now?
Oh my God. This is a tough question, and I'm going to need some time to think about this. But while I'm thinking, Seb, can you?
If
I'm
everyone,
in. Someone chime
in, please. I need to phone a friend because this is a very hard question.
Only doing healthy players.
Healthy players.
I mean, you know, I thought, you know, Ramsey last year I thought was not as great as, you know, I love the way he talks. I love it. But last year I didn't think he performed as well or as much as he was talking.
Yeah.
This year there's no Stephon Gilmore. He's still out, I believe.
I actually don't know what Steph Gilly's doing in the Patriots right now. It doesn't seem like they're on the best.
I think he might be. Yeah. So I thought far and away last year he locked down. He did his job.
2019
Jalen
defense player of the year.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey this year, been that guy, done it every week. I think he held DK to what, 2 catches last week?
I think 0. Almost
maybe
like
2 targets, 0 catches, something.
Yeah. I think it was 0 catches. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Undersized.
DK is a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, that's. But I'm gonna say, I mean, Jair Alexander for the Packers has been great this year too.
Right.
But I'm gonna. Yeah, Jalen has been absolutely the hits I've been seeing him pull. Like he threw Golden Tate to the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, Golden Tate, he's smaller, but still, Golden Tate's he's an experienced all-star receiver. So
he's definitely playing. He's definitely playing like he knows he's the best corner right now.
Exactly, but I get worried about this Rams team. If they can get after Brady and sack him a bunch, make Brady uncomfortable, make Giselle maybe uncomfortable in the stands, then maybe Tampa Bay loses. I just think that this is the type of game Tampa Bay will win. -4, gonna have to hit it.
So is this going to be your questionable lock of the week?
No, Seattle. I think Seattle at -150 is way better odds, especially divisional game. We'll see though. Cardinals they're pretty hot right now, but they got lucky against the Bills.
For sure. I have to agree with that. But still going to be great games.
Great game.
Shall we move on?
Yeah,
let's get some college football in there.
Yeah. Some Ohio State, Indiana games this weekend.
The Indiana game this weekend.
Okay, yeah. No, the Ohio State. And
sure.
About that.
Right.
We're going to be disagreeing on this one too. I already can feel it.
Right. I honestly, personally don't even – I think if I was betting in college sports, I don't know if I would bet on this game personally. I just think –
Well, every other game is getting canceled, so we might as well –
You might as well bet on this. You're right.
We might as well highlight –
I guess,
obviously, Ohio State versus Indiana. Ohio State, third-ranked team in the nation. Indiana, after being ranked 10 last week, take care of business again.
Always.
Number 9. Who's going to stop us? Maybe Ohio State. They're favored by 20.5 points.
Yeah, you know Ohio State's going to just run this.
6 places ranked worse than them. The over-under is at 67, so they're expecting a shootout at least one way. We talked about how this matchup always seems to be sort of high scoring. Indiana 7-2 against the spread against Ohio State in their last 9. And in those last 9 matchups, the total for the over-under has gone over in 6 out of those. So in this one, obviously I'm a little more biased. Born in Bloomington, love the Hoosiers. I like them to at least cover, man. I mean, you can't not bet on your team when they're underdogs by 20 points, you know? I do think that Ohio State has every single ability to blow us out and blow anyone out, but the way we've been playing, I'm hoping for a good one on Saturday at least.
I think I'd have to take Seb's side on this, not only just because I love going for the underdogs. But
Wait, are you insinuating that I'm going to pick on a different side?
I think
Because of course I am. All right, go before I
No,
steal.
but I just think that the game that they have been playing, like they're hungry for something. Like they're playing their game for sure. That
Coach Allen, he's got them playing for something bigger than themselves.
Exactly, and you can tell. And I don't know if Ohio State is necessarily on that level mentally right now. Obviously, they have the physical part down there. It could easily be a blowout, but I think.
Wow.
I don't know. I love a good underdog story.
Strong assertive statements. I mean,
like I've said every week, they could blow up anyone. I think they're the best team in the nation. But
we get it. I mean, look, your guys' statements. It's cute. Yeah, like he's number 9 Indiana. But look, you have number 9. You have number 9 Indiana when you have number 15 Coastal Carolina and like number what?
Who's the
7? Okay, no hate to Coastal Carolina. We love them, but you have Marshall at 17. Marshall 17. Was Cincinnati 5? Like, look, guys, we got to start getting grounded in reality because, of course, 2020 hasn't felt like a real year, right? But Ohio State is going to slam this bet, okay? And this over is a lock. This would be my second questionable lock. I don't even know if we can do that. But guess what? We can
have
do
second questionable locks.
This week we can do it. We'll do it, whatever. We make the rules. Second questionable lock, I'm hammering this over. This is going to be like a 45-20 game. Indiana, Indiana, great. They cover whatever. But look, Ohio State, these are the big boys. This is like the NFL level type of vibe right here. We have Justin Fields, who is my pick for the Heisman. He literally misses 3 passes a game. He looks fantastic. He's going to go to the Jags probably with the number 2 overall pick. Mm-hmm. If what is happening with the Jets, they'll probably never win a game ever, probably in the next 20 years. But they'll get Trevor Lawrence, and hopefully Jacksonville will get Justin Fields. Great to see the Florida teams moving. But, like as you said, Indiana 7-2 against the spread, blah, 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 blah. But look, this is the time of COVID. And this is the time where reality starts to meet, this vaccine's coming out, whatever. We love that. But reality is coming back to life. And the reality is Indiana is not the number 9 team in the nation. They are not. Ohio State, on the other hand, is the number 3 team in the nation, if not the number 1 team in the nation. I'm going to have to blast minus 20.5. Ohio State's too good. Ryan Day's boys know what's up. Coach Allen's not prepared. Number 9 Indiana going to go all the way back to number 18 or something. It's just business of this college football season.
I will agree with the Justin Fields. I mean, he my vote for Heisman.
The truth
as well. But if there's any time to bet against Ohio State, it's during COVID. It's during all this uncertainty. Might as well.
Well, they're scared of the Hoosiers. They're scared for sure.
Look, I don't know about that. I don't think
scared.
Ohio State is scared of anybody. There is a noticeably different product that is being played. We have the Gucci store against like H&M happening right now.
Oh my God!
And look, Ohio State is like a freaking Bugatti that just came off the lot. Indiana. Yeah, like a nice Hummer maybe with 40,000 miles on it. You're going to take Ohio State. You're going to take the Bugatti every freaking time. I don't care what it is. I can name you
taking the minivan.
Six NFL players on Ohio State. I can't name you one on Indiana.
Yeah, because they're in college still. But
okay,
I agree. Hey, Ohio State's got all the time in the world. And it's going to be a great one. I love it. Indiana could easily get blown out, and I know that, and I'm accepting that. But this is the best we've. They're not playing terrible. They're handling Michigan State.
Yeah.
Took care of Penn State in that first one.
Well, Mel Tucker. That's a different argument. Obviously, fair. NBA draft last night, we saw a lot of different odds shift. Anthony Edwards went from like plus something. LaMelo was minus 250 to go under 2.5 for a while. Then Anthony Edwards, like a couple hours before the draft, goes to minus 130. Apparently, the Timberwolves were fielding that pick. Didn't get anything. Guy Anthony Edwards.
They traded for Ben Simmons.
Well, 76ers, we'll see what happens with them. But as far as where kind of everything played out last night, What do you think about Wiseman going to the Warriors, especially with the news coming out hours before that Klay Thompson tore his ACL, will be out for the year?
Achilles, unfortunately, I think.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Achilles, way worse.
Yeah, he tore his ACL last year. You know, I have not been the biggest fan of James Wiseman pretty much since his senior year in high school. He's been ranked number 1 since then. It's not that I don't think he's talented. I think with him, you're getting Marvin Bagley, a guy that might be a little undersized to play the center spot, a guy that had a lot of hype in high school, but a guy that realistically isn't a game changer, especially in year one. It's definitely not a bad pick. It's definitely the right pick, I would say, probably for the Warriors, unless they were going to trade that. You know, you think about taking the best player available with LaMelo still there, but with no Klay, it's, you know, I don't know, man. I was very, very sad this morning. It's still a little bit hard to process. You just feel for that guy. He's, you know, I would say that's one of the most liked, most respected players in the league by all fans, even people that hate the Warriors like Klay. So I'm getting the chills. Just I can't even imagine, man. You finished torn ACL, 4 weeks away from coming back, and you just tear your Achilles.
And like, you know, he's been waiting for this.
Tough.
Like, you know how long they've been waiting.
Yeah. The last time he played basketball was when the Warriors were in the finals. Long.
It's definitely bad for the NBA missing a class act like that. Interesting though that they still take James Wiseman with LaMelo, who could technically fill in that too if they need to. But that's definitely more on that to come in the coming weeks. Sad to hear.
Yeah. I don't think we have anything else for this weekend. But big weekend ahead. Definitely have a good recap on Monday, hopefully with some wins.
Yes, we will.
And some money in these guys' pockets. So make sure to tune in. Yes. Have a good weekend.
All my money's on Tottenham this weekend. Let's go.
Of course. Got to throw that in there. Okay. Good luck this weekend.